I was always into dance. I was on a dance team in high school, on the dance squad. We used to have our own hip hop groups, in the neighborhood, stuff like that. I did talent shows. I used to do choreography, you know, but I get into a situation and really bad situation. I had some guys that wanted me dead, to try and kill me, and I get into a situation with one, and I thought he do something very cruel to me, and he acted like he was gonna rape me, you know. And so I had to kind of be submissive to this man, cause he put his hand around my neck and he had like, and so after what I've been through, I do reverse psychology on him. So, I act like I'm gonna be submissive to him, and so I tell him, I said, well, I'll do whatever you want me to do, but you don't want to go take a bath, wash up first or something, and I'll take a bath after you. And so he fell for it, and when he left, go in, take a bath, I poisoned his drink, and I thought that I put enough. I thought he was dead, but it only knocked him out really deep. So I get the ice bucket and I fill it up with water and I splash it on him, and he didn't wake up. That's why I thought he was dead. And so when I think he was dead, I robbed him. I took everything he had. I left our hotel. I covered my face up, left our hotel. Cause I think about the camera and stuff when they found him dead in the room. But the next day he'll wake up. He'll wake up and he'll remember everything. And he went around asking about me for one thing. Next thing I know it, people coming to me and they're like, hey, Widow, what you done did? So I'm like, I ain't did no way. Talking about it. They're like, yeah, so and so, we looking for you, man. You got money on your head. I'm like, what? So I'm like, wait a minute, wait. I'm just tripping because I'm like, damn, I thought this nigga was dead. So I'm like, what? But I didn't really fear no situation because I wanted to know what was he saying. So of course he's saying what things say. He make it seem like we go to a room and I knock him out and I rob him. You know what I'm saying? No, yeah, I knocked you out and I rob you, but you tell what you did. You tell how you were gonna rape me if I didn't bow down to you. How you squeeze my neck till you almost cut my windpipe off till I had bowed down. He didn't tell that part. So when I tell my piece or whatever, but so they like, oh, and then he already had reputation in the street for like being right. He was a woman beer, he was one of those, wicked man, So everybody knew like, yeah, Widow not lying. For people who know me, they know I wasn't lying, and people who didn't know me, knew I wasn't lying. But anyway, you have the girls come, his cousin and I, had the girls come to my house. But no. Before all that took place, I didn't really know like how I was going to arbitrate this situation. But I knew, the more people kept coming to me, because I was still out and about, and then it's like everywhere I went. I could be at a gas station pumping gas. I can remember going in Popeye's drive-through, and my homegirl was working there. She had the drive-through, and she see me. She was like, "Bitch, did you know such?" And I'm like, damn, everybody. I said, man, I gotta get off these streets, man. And so, but I'm like, damn, I came in on money, fine, I'm like, oh, Lord. So I called a friend of a friend. They take me to somebody's house, hide me out, So I'm like, man, I got to get out of the fucking city. I'm finna go, you know what I'm saying? But I was like, I gotta give me some money though. I was like, I ain't got no more, no dope. I can't even go re-up nowhere. I don't even want to leave the house or whatever. So I, the person in the house who I was hiding at, you know what I'm saying, that hit me out, you know, she tell me, I didn't know her at all, you know, I just, you know, would come there and they was like, listen, this my dog, I need you to have that, let her stay here, you know what I'm saying, till we get something figured out or whatever. I got to get on the road or whatever, you know, but da 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 da. So, you know, me and her talk, we get to know each other and stuff. And so after about a few days, almost a week go by, I'm like, man, I got to make a move. And so I said, I need some money, but I need fast money. I need some fast money. And so she tell me, she say, well, I know how you can make some real fast money and really quick. She said, I don't know how you gonna feel about it, but at this point, this is the only thing I could think of. And, you know, she tell me about the club, about the strip club, and I was like, dang. I was like, oh, no, we got to come up with something else. And so it got to the point where I was like, man, so she was like, listen, she was like, you will make some money. She was like, you pretty, you sexy. She was like, you know, you got swag. And really, we wasn't even saying swag back then, but she was like, you know, she was like, you gonna make you some money. And she was like, the owner of the club is one of my best friends. She said, and I tell him to look out for you, whatever. She was like, I could call him over here and we could talk to him about your situation. She said, because he'll have you out too until you get your money up. And his name was Fat Charles, and he was the manager of the Mirage back then. And that's how I got into dancing. And then, but actually, I did, even when I went there, I didn't dance. I just used to go in the club and I sit at the bar. I would talk and I would mingle, and people would just come. And, you know, I didn't know how the industry went in the strip club. So, you know, I would have, like, you know, damn near $100 within an hour, just sitting at the bar, drinking, talking to, you know, I communicate very well. I got a gift for God, you know what I'm saying? And I'm very intriguing with conversations. So people love to talk to me all the time. And, you know, and I would always get, what the hell an intelligent, beautiful woman like you doing in here? And I'm like, listen, it's a long story, but yeah, that's how that goes. So, Fat Charles, he ended up introducing me to a woman named Mama Do here in Jacksonville. And she was actually, Fat Charles didn't introduce me to Mama Do. Someone else did, but she was actually the first producer that I worked with here in Jacksonville, Florida. She was CEO, owner, and founder of Railroad Records. And she took my music career to another level. I learned a lot with her. I could give her a tribute for a lot of things that take place in my life, especially with my music career. But, you know, with that being said, that's basically how I got in the strip club industry. And then one thing led to another, you know, and me, I'm the person, everybody loved me. Everybody loved me. My stage name was Magic, but Magic is still, I still go by that name. It's a nickname, but it didn't come from dancing. That's why they call me on the streets Magic, because I had a notorious reputation for making shit happen. And that's how I was classified. Whenever I stepped on the scene, they was like, here go Magic. And so when I got to the strip club, I remember telling the ladies, you know, I was like, what is my name gonna be? And they was like, people that there were ladies that knew me from the streets that I actually, you know what I'm saying, used to stir, or, you know, they knew I was a D girl and a gangster. And because I probably 9 times out of 10, I probably they boyfriend or baby daddy probably was my plug, or I probably did business with their people, so they knew me, and they you know, they knew my face was good, and so was my reputation. And they say, oh no, your name gonna stay Magic. And I said, no, I want something tasty or fruity, or, you know, I can't be sexual chocolate or chocolate strawberry or something. And they say no. They was like, Magic, your name gonna stay Magic, and that name still sticks me to this day. actually, all my nieces and nephews, they don't call me Auntie Trina, and they don't call me Auntie Blaque Widow. They call me Auntie Magic. But that's that story. That's how I get there. And the strip club. That's another industry that you can get caught up in and also get addicted. You know what I'm saying? But I kind of use that as a marketing strategy to pursue my music. And in my own sense of peace, I found the club also, a way to get away, from, things that were still on my mind. I was still in traumatizing hurt and turmoil.
I want to know what happened to the guy that you drugged.
Actually, I don't think he's no longer here. The reason why I say that, and actually, truth be told, I don't know, but how he was and the lifestyle that he lived, because see, he was had a hit on my head, and there was some niggas that had a hit out on his head too, because when they learned about what happened to him, I had some mob niggas that was really interested on meeting me because they wanted to know who is this person that took this nigga out, because niggas had been looking for him, and he was notorious in the streets too. He had a reputation of, what I'm saying, being somebody not to be fucked up with, that's gonna put you under. But it became a big thing, and so someone come and get me, and they was like, listen, I got some people that wanted to meet you. I was very edgy about me and anybody to come. Like, listen, I don't know these people I know these people, and it might be a setup, get there and never leave. And they were like, no, because these people, they looking for the nigga too, and the nigga wanna, they just wanna know, because people have been looking for him for a minute, and they just wanna know, like, who in the hell is this young lady that done took this nigga? Nobody could never get their hands on the nigga. But I go and I meet these people, and they offer me a job, basically to be like a hitman for them. And that went from one thing to another. But I met a lot of people. I met T.I. I've met Kevin Hart from the Dallas Cowboys. I've met Ghetto Boys. I've met a lot of people in that industry. Also in music career, but just in that industry alone. I traveled. I took that business and kind of made my own business, out of that, because after a while, the money I go in the clubs now, and it's nothing like how it used to be back then. Not even the money, because we used to come out with a lot of money. Like it would be garbage bags on stage. We would start out with a Winn-Dixie bag or something, or some people do. You were gonna have a bag walking around, and it would go from that size bag to the damn garbage bag, literally, But the money was good, man. A lot of money. Did a lot of things. Did a lot of traveling. Whenever I went anywhere, I always put my music, into play. And so wherever I went out of town to dance, I started my own business. Doing private parties, because it would get to, just like with any kind of business, it has its ups and its downs. Some days it's going to be really good money, sometimes it's not. You have seasonal changes from weather, stuff like that, just like with anything that will go on with any other kind of business and stuff. So you got ups and downs. You know, you got droughts that come, and then it ain't nothing moving in the city. But I always believe in having more than one plan. Gotta have something to fall back on. But when like when hurricane will come around, and you wouldn't be able to go anywhere. I say, well, listen, we still gotta make money. Bills still gotta be paid and stuff. And it had become hard for me to get a job because I had messed up my background. And so that's how I took my paralegal degree and started my own business and developed my own paralegal firm as an independent contractor for potential recipients. Everything that I ever had my hands on, I touched down on it, I took it and turned it into my own enterprise and made it my own, independently. But just within the dancing industry, yeah. So I did private parties, and then those turned out to be exceptionally well. That was like right up my alley because I ain't got to be around all kind of different niggas. I hated being around large capacity people anyway. And I was, I was one of those people that that really had to fake the phone, put on a fake smile, and highways and dancing and I'm looking like this, and then sign. I'm like, I'll be glad when this motherfucking shit over with, so I get the fuck out of here, So private parties, that worked well for me, but I would only have like anywhere, unless it was like a bachelor party. My bachelor parties, I wouldn't have no more than probably about 10 men. Private parties would consist of one male, 2 to 3 at the minimum. But I have my, I would always pay somebody to have my security, whatever.
Let me ask you this. So you said you started a business. Was it just you as the only girl, or did you bring other girls in?
I brought the. Oh yes, I kept my bitches with me. Yes, my sister, and yes, and I had my entourage. I had me. I believe in teams. I had everybody played a role. Everybody had a part, and everybody had a purpose. And I always kept a circle of I would always be the one to deviate drama, unnecessary foolishness. I was very business minded and always about my money. And so, they would, of course, in that industry, that lifestyle is going to be drama and all kind of, love and hip hop and Atlanta shit going on. But, I had a team, of my best bitches, and that's who, I stuck with, and, we remained solid, and we're still solid to this day, actually. But two of them, one of my best friends, God bless the dead, named Dollar, Almighty Dollar Giovanni. I miss her. She's not here anymore. But yeah, it was my business, and everybody brought their own clientele. We did things that would turn into a domino effect. Everybody, and we traveled, we did our thing, we made money. Everybody around me, everybody was pretty much talented. It was somebody. I know how to do hair and nails. And I did back then, not like as a career. It's just something I knew how to do. There was somebody that knew how to make clothes. It's, and everybody had a talent, something that they knew how to do, that they could bring to the table. And we all stuck together as a team and as a family, and we just traveled and made money. And they also would take my lightweight, because it was a lot of times where I would leave, I would have to take a break and pause on that lifestyle and put my undivided attention back into my music, because that's always been my focus. It's never left me. But, due to certain circumstances, it's like when I'm so in depth with my music that I tap into a whole nother frequency. So I'm not someone, when I write, majority of the time I'm alone. So at that time and era in my life, I was never really alone, you know. So, I remember times I used to get up and everybody still be asleep, and I get my pen and paper, and write something. Or I always kept material with me. If something come across my head, I write it down, things of that nature. But yeah, I wasn't just me. I had a team.
Uh, your friend that died, can you tell us a little bit more about her and what happened to her?
Um, Giovanni died of AIDS. She died of AIDS. Nobody knew she had it. It was in the era where AIDS and HIV. It was you know a big awareness. Now they have medicines and treatment and cure for it. So it's not so much as a big awareness now. But back then it was, but it was still like something that people didn't really take seriously. You would still get judged by, if you had money, or was pretty, or dressed nice or whatever, or you couldn't possibly have AIDS. It's one of those.
Let me ask you this. Was she having sex with men?
Yes, she was, and she was having unprotected, unprotected sex. Like I said, nobody knew, and nobody, we don't be up on each other like that. We'll probably know if you went and had sex or something, but it wasn't like, did you use a condom, or did you have sex unprotected? It's just something that, we already, that's like the common, hey, we doing, lifestyle, and kind of niggas we dealing with, they dope boys and hitting it. So it was just like second nature. It's like, to not use a condom was like crazy. Should slap you, or like ready to fight. And that's, she, outside of unprotected sex, the only way that's commonly known again is like sharing needles or stuff like that. And she went into stuff like that. But we know, what I'm saying, where it was. So, she apparently was having unprotected sex, and yeah, she ended up with that disease. And but
What made you get up out the game?
my kid, I get pregnant with my second boy. And when I give birth again, to another son and a baby, because in mind you, when I before my last son crossed over, I know nothing about lifestyle, that industry or whatever, but I already know that I can't keep doing this lifestyle right here, and it went on, I guess. Let me see. When probably when my son probably was about the age of 3, 3 going into 4, where he getting, he big, seeing, he get asked questions. Mommy, where you been? And I woke up right here. Why haven't and so I'm like, I can't keep doing this lifestyle right here. And so that's really what led me to get up out that career in that industry. And my focus always, the whole time, I was well, not the whole time, but I half the time that I danced, I still was in college. I graduated. Listen, I had so much respect and recognition, because I spent so many nights in a dread. I mean, I remember I would have to get off stage. As soon as I get off stage, and I got an exam tomorrow, I get off stage and I'm in the back, and they like, imagine how you doing it. And I'd be like, leave me alone, because it's gonna be time for me to go on stage in a minute. I gotta study, please. And they used to say, that's why you magic, because I don't know how. But yeah, so I always had the right values and knowledge and, you know, morals and, you know, of how I want my children to be raised, because you gotta remember that's my family. The point is, and I was raised, and you know, up until the age of 9, but I was raised in a very good home. You know what I'm saying? It went in situations until things took a turn for worse, but it wasn't situations like, you know, my mom going, my dad. You know, it wasn't, you know, heard of. But I didn't, you know, I didn't want to be having that kind of lifestyle like that, you know, with my son at a time. I didn't know that I was going to have more children, but just the fact, you know, and I did not like being away from my son, because with school, between school and then dancing, and I was still selling drugs and stuff too. But you know, with all that going on, I was spending a lot of time away from my son. So I, you know, nipped that in the bud, and you know, I graduated with my degree, and I started my own paralegal business, and you know, went from there. And then I also entrepreneured a lot of other businesses. I started a cleaning service called Immaculate Inc. I just recently launched my own healthcare service, because I'm also a certified nutritionist and a health advocate, and I do motivational speaking for health, body, and wellness. I own a juice company currently. I make medicine and energy drink from natural resources, and I do dietary. I also do weight gain and weight loss programs and regimens. Yes. But yeah, that's pretty much how I get out that industry, because I already know how I want to raise my kids and the type of parent I want to be, you know.